Hello, everyone. My name is Boma Keke, and I'm so excited. You're welcome to Dear World. All right, Dear World is a platform that is designed to help people sidestep the pitfalls of life by listening to other people's experiences. Okay, so basically, the the whole idea of the channel is, we have a slogan that just goes like this: Why, why go through it when you can see through it? If I can see through Esther's story, okay, why do I have to go through it? All right. So, very quickly today, we realize that in the world today, um, mental health is a serious issue. Is a big issue. There are so many people out there that they're just going about not even knowing what they're suffering. All right. And today, decided to step things up a little bit. And over time, I've been the one doing the talking. But today, I was switching over the baton, and someone else is going to be doing the talking while I do the listening. All right. Okay. It's our way of trying to give back to the world. Okay. So people get to hear your stories. People can relate with your stories. People get to you're like a gap that's, individuals can relate with and bridge. It's like you bridge the gap. Okay. So today I'll be bringing up someone that really motivates me. Whenever I watch her videos, in fact, it's inspiring. I go to listen to her story, and I thought it was. In fact, I gave her a call immediately. I thought it was. I'm like, look, Esther, you have to share your story. The world needs to hear your story. There's so many women out there, and to think of the fact that she was able to bounce back. What it means is that anybody can come out of depression. Esther actually suffered depression, and today, you know what it means to come out to talk about it. In fact, I applaud her a big deal. She is let me give her the proper introduction, all right? So the lady I'll be bringing up, I don't want to miss out anything, all right? She is no other person but Mrs. Esther Ihioma Etukodo. Am I right on that?
You're correct.
All right. So going forward, Esther is the CEO of the 5K shop, guys. Don't worry, I'll send one of my videos on, the attire she made for me. I didn't have to break the bank, to get that particular outfit. And I think that's the whole idea, okay, for my 5K shop. Ladies, you can actually be all that without having to break the bank, like look lit. And that's what Esther gives to you. All right. So she's the CEO of my 5K shop. She's a mother. She is a wife, and she's a lover of God. All right. She has two wonderful kids, and I'm super excited to have her here. So, Esther, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you too. I love your program. I love what you're bringing to the table, and I love the fact that you are all about helping women or
Right.
people get out of situations instead of waiting to go through it. You just have
Right.
experienced people come talk about it. So it's really a
Exactly.
wonderful thing. All
Mm.
right. Okay, I will just go straight to my story so that I don't waste so much time. All right, so it actually started after I got married because I came into marriage with so many expectations, because in the world we live in now, most times you don't get proper information of what you're going into. So people
Right.
give you an idea that marriage is a safe haven where you just go and every bill will be taken care of, whatever you need, whatever you ask, it will be given to you. Also, armed with that information, I got in and I found out it wasn't like that. So what
Yeah.
happened is I started rebelling against the reality, meaning that I didn't like what was around. I felt what I was told was the right thing. So
Mm.
it was like seeing something else, and this is what I came in. the information I came in with. Now,
Yeah.
meanwhile, society has sold us a lie. You
Yeah.
understand? It's not all that you ask and you get, or you ask and you get.
Yeah.
It's about working things out together. So
Mm.
in my mind, I'm the wife, so I'm at the receiving end, and I
Mm.
shouldn't give back. So I just have to relax and let things happen. So
Mm.
when those things were not coming, I wanted to travel one time, and I wanted to do so many things I had planned, but they were not working out. So because of, when expectation is not met, resentment steps in. You
That's
start
right.
resenting people,
Mm.
resenting things because they're not going where how you want them to.
Wanted.
And
Mm.
eventually I fell into deep depression.
Wow.
And I didn't know when so I started moving away from people. I started reclining. I started staying indoors. I lost appetite. I
Mm.
had no self-worth. I just wanted to die because the things I planned out were not coming out the way I wanted. So I felt like I have lost in this world. So that it
Mm.
seems like I just came in and I'm just married. I just have children, but
Oh,
I'm not living the
your
bliss
life.
life I want.
Right.
So I fell into major depression. Now,
Mm.
one thing about depression is that you don't like being depressed. You find yourself, you're depressed, you're always angry. So you're
Mm.
looking for a way out of being from depression. Now
Mm.
that's where the problem is. When you
Mm.
start looking for how to come out of it, it
Yeah.
depends on who you talk to or what you recline to. You
Mm.
understand? That's
Yeah.
the breaking point most people
Mm.
have, because when you're depressed, who do you talk to?
Talk
If you're not
to.
talking to the right person, you can die out of it.
Yeah.
And actually I decided to pick up a habit. Now that habit was just something like, okay, let me just be making myself happy and see how. But one thing about bad habits, it just gives you temporal pleasure,
Mm.
and at the end of the day you fall back into
It's
depression.
depression.
So
Mm.
while I picked up the habit, and it became an addiction, because it was supposed to help me out of depression, and it became an addiction. So I started suffering depression and addiction at the same time, and it was
Oh.
having a toll on my family, my work, my personality. I wasn't doing things right, I wasn't
Mm.
acting right, my mind was not coordinated. And the
Mm.
worst part of it, that the society believes that because you're married, you have children, and you have a good job, you need to be balanced mentally.
Mm.
You should do
Yeah.
things accordingly. But there are things you're suffering, and
Mm.
because of the expectation, in fact, the expectation from the society is the worst, because in the
Mm.
morning you have to wake up to being that
Person.
white figure, but inside of you, you're empty.
Mm.
There's nothing, you're not anything. Life is worthless. But
Mm.
the society believes that you should wake up and behave the way you should. I said,
Chill.
you should be the mother, be, everything that it is, but you have
Yeah.
actually completely yourself.
Mm.
And that's exactly what I was doing. So it looked as
Mm.
if I was going through a split personality, like I was
Right.
bipolar. In reclining to those hidden things, then in the morning I just wake up, but I always find myself very exhausted, because
Mm.
I keep on living the double life. Is exhausting. And
Exhausting.
I
Yeah.
said to myself, I think I should just, you know, end it.
Mm.
But somehow, somewhere along the line, I decided to say, you know what, there must be a way out of this. So I
Mm.
spoke to someone about it,
All
and
right.
the person didn't really give me much counsel, but she actually told me to sit under some teachings. Now
Mm.
that's why I
Mm.
said it depends on what you
Who
get.
you talk to?
Can
Yeah.
shame you. You're either going to die, because the
Mm.
whole essence of an addiction is to get you to temporal death. where you can, of course, commit suicide, inject yourself, and die. So the whole idea is to make sure you die from it. So it's not for you to get out of it. So when I finally, sat down under those teachings, and especially their Christian teachings from God, through the help of the Holy Spirit, I started, I began to seek purpose. Because when you begin, that's when you know your purpose, things, you won't fall into depression so much, because you now have an idea of where you're into and what you're supposed to do. So you have like a kind of a blueprint. That's exactly what happened. I started doing self-discovery. I started realizing so many things that much more. And I now realize that the society actually lied to us young ladies, that marriage is a safe, marriage is your retirement plan, marriage is where you go and rest and nobody disturbs you. You cough, they bleed for you. All those things are, it's true, because that's what people, that one ladies, they are like, let me get married and go and rest, Joe. The truth is that there's no rest. There's no, because you have children to raise and you have standards to keep. So these are the things we are not told. And you come in, and when you don't meet this expectation, you start rebelling against what is the reality. So, and once I discovered purpose, and I started working with, I became excited. Something inside of me ignited. I was like, oh, what's going on? I didn't care anymore about the things. Those things do not make sense anymore. I want to travel, I want to have the best bag, so all those things became like, will I say, vanity. They don't make any meaning anymore.
It's like I just shadows.
Yes, I just matured instantly, and I was excited about life again. I was now, always excited to read something new.
Amazing.
And once I get, just jot it down. And one day God said to me, you can be much more. If you travel abroad, you're not going to be who I want you to be. You're going to be name your. And I said, but I have nothing. I don't have money. I don't have anything. And I said, what do you have? I said, I have 20, because I talk to God like I'm talking to somebody, in front of me.
Okay.
So I have that relationship. I'm like, okay, I have 30,000. I'm like, okay, go to Lagos. And I never hesitated. Normally, I wouldn't go to Lagos if I don't have up to some thousands. But I find myself very excited. I didn't fly. For the first time, I entered the bus. I was super excited. That's one thing about purpose. You do not look at other. That thing becomes, how will I say it? It doesn't make meaning anymore. So I now got to Lagos. That's how, I started my 5K shop with as low as. And ever since then, I've been hungry to teach people. I'm super excited that you can't believe that this beauty that you're beholding was actually a depressed woman. She was lost. Because one thing, people celebrate you, but they don't know where you're coming from. And I'm so happy that the dark side, yielded to this beauty that I see today. Every day I wake up in the morning and I remember, like, God, thank you. I'm super excited, The life makes a whole lot of now. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking of how to impact people, how I can make a change in my environment, what can I do to help, because this mental health is like in Nigeria. And mostly the world, they take it like, okay, she would come out of it. But it's a state that I do not want any woman to go in, because you are constantly angry. And at a point, I wasn't even interacting with my children because I had nothing good to say. And it was terrible time in my life and in the life of my family. So I thank God that here I am today. And it's a past story, and I'm celebrating myself every day because it's just God.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Esther. In fact, when I heard the story the first time, like I said initially, I'm like, no, the world needs to hear the story because so many people out there are just carrying on. They're just carrying on with life. They're not living purpose. You talked about purpose, and I think it was the point you discovered purpose that everything just lit up. So
Yeah.
everything just lit up. So very quickly, I just want you, because I believe that there will be so many people out there that can relate to your story alongside with what they are going. So I want them, and also some persons too that might not have gotten to where you are today. Okay, they might not be married, they might be at the stage where you said, oh, let me just get married and let me rest. Okay, so for that category of persons, what their world, sets out to do is, why go through it when you can see through it? So you're seeing the reality. Esther is telling you her story. So that's one part. Okay, then again, what I want you to do now is just for some persons that are already in depression, how do they get out of it?
Okay, getting out of depression, number one, is not very easy because it took me a while. I came out of depression, but to come out of addiction was a serious issue for me. I kept on going on back and forth. 1 minute I'm out of depression. I found myself out of depression, but the addiction part, I didn't actually come out of it so fast because now it was something I did. It became a habit, and it was I had to find a way to get out of it. So one thing is I will let you know is keep pushing, because because depression to tell you you're not doing well. Once you find yourself back doing what you were doing, something will tell you, you know what, give up. You have tried to come out of it and you're not making any. Well, this is just continue getting depressed and high off and go. But what I will advise you, take baby steps. You are doing well. Once you see yourself moving out of depression and you find yourself maybe peradventure you fall back, get up as far as don't stay down. That's
amazing.
I kept on pushing. I said, Father,
Amazing.
I found myself, I went back one time and I said, wow, why did I go back? And something said, just keep making efforts. And those baby steps, efforts every day, I keep saying. And I had this how will I call it? Will I call it like a morning quote or something? I say an affirmation. I make every help. You say, Father, I want to be a good woman today. I want to drop every bad habit. I want to be positive minded. I'll speak to myself. So I have that affirmation in my mirror. It helps because words actually go a long way. So I make affirmations in the morning, having faith and trusting God to help me through the day. So if you think you're going to do it on your own, you're going to have issues. You have to incorporate prayers. I have to let you know that most people they trivialize the presence of God. We shouldn't. God is actually the one that breaks chains. He puts out bad. On our own, we can't. So I kept on making those affirmations. For a year, I battled with that addiction. It didn't go on. It didn't go immediately. So the first year, I wasn't so hard on myself. And I said, God, I've done the best I can. You can see I'm trying. And the next year, I remember I just found myself in a brand new baby. I couldn't remember the addictions anymore. It was all gone. Do you understand? I didn't feel anything. I didn't want to go back to it. I didn't even realize. It was much later. I was like, hey, you've not done this for a while now. It's gone.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's gone. I was like, oh my goodness, it's gone finally.
Mm,
And I just, so what I would tell you is make baby steps. Okay, nobody should tell you that it goes immediately, because if you're
right.
expecting it to go the next day, you'll be hard on yourself if you find yourself fall back. You
Yeah.
understand? Just
Yeah.
take babies,
Baby steps.
uh, make affirmations that
Mm,
you really want to change. And
mm,
you have to be deliberate about it. Don't just make affirmations and go and lie down and let you're going to work. It
mm.
needs more work and
Work.
needs you to work it out yourself.
Yeah.
Say
Mm,
no. So most times, because I know that depression comes when you are actually alone and addiction holds you, because most times people do addicted things alone in a hidden place. So try not to be alone and always surround yourself with people that know what you're going through, are ready to help you out of it. So the people around you play a major role getting
roll.
out of depression. Yes, so you surround yourself with positive minded people who will help you out of that situation, who will not mock you, but actually help you out of it.
All right. Wow. 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 I could never thank you enough. So, so far I've been talking with Esther Ehoma Etukudo. She's the CEO of the my 5K shop. And trust me, guys, this lady is lit. She went through depression. She came out of depression and she's making waves. Esther, I celebrate you. I cannot celebrate you enough. I really celebrate you. And thank you so much for pouring your heart out. Thank you for, and like you will be so shocked at what this, discussion, will do to a life. Okay, even if it's one person, you have done something. Okay, there are so many people out there. I'm sure if we went live and we had like a comment session, trust me, people would have been popping up their questions and all of that. I really I can connect with what you're saying. When you talk about marriage and you're like, oh, please let me just come into marriage and just rest. That's like when the journey is beginning. So we understand that we have like a divide out there. Those that are about to get married, those that are already married, those that are even kids, and even kids also go into depression as well.
Yes,
Surprisingly,
yes, yes.
surprisingly,
It's
because it all starts from somewhere. It all starts from somewhere. It might have started right in school. The thing is that most times we don't know. We just take up the baggage of low self-esteem without knowing, and we just journey through life like that young girl. Then we'll now start having expectations. When the expectations are not met, it's like, oh my god, then depression sets in. So it's something to celebrate about when you go through depression and you can come out, because there are so many people out there that have not been able to come out of depression, and talk more of those that went into it and never came out. Okay, it's sad, but I really celebrate you today, and I believe that this video is going to bridge the gap. It's going to be set as an example to help individuals avoid the pitfalls of life. And of course, why go through it when you can see it through Esther's story? Thank you so much, Esther. I celebrate you. Thank you. God bless you so much. Thank you so much. All right, then. So you have a wonderful day.
bye.
Bye.